Welcome to the Beyond the Vines podcast, where I interview local business owners in Sonoma County to highlight small business and grow our community. I'm your host, Amy Ahlers, a mom, realtor, and Sonoma County native, and I'm excited to connect you to some amazing people in this beautiful area that we call home. Welcome back to the Beyond the Vines podcast, and thank you for listening. I am really excited to bring you another guest today. I adore her shops. They are so beautiful, and she is located literally right across the street from the office, like steps away. So this was really fun and convenient. I'm here today with Emily Lynch. She is the owner of Acorn Shops with locations in Petaluma and Sebastopol. A Sonoma County native, Emily left the area to attend Penn State, where she studied art history before moving to New York City to continue her education at the New York School of Interior Design. She went on to work with renowned designer Tom Shearer. Hopefully I said that right. Contributing to projects throughout Manhattan, Brooklyn, East Hampton, and Connecticut. Eventually, California called her home again, where she returned to Sonoma County to raise her family and give her children the same sunshine-filled, nature-rich childhood she experienced growing up. Emily's style is thoughtfully shaped by both coasts, blending East Coast refinement with West Coast ease. That influence is beautifully reflected in Acorn, where she curates what she calls casual classics, well-made, timeless pieces designed for everyday life at home. And with that, I welcome Emily.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I'm a listener already.
I love that. When you told me that, like, because I reached out to you for this one and you were like, I already listen. I was like, oh, that makes me so happy.
Well, when you own your own business, you can be so head down and you're running it day to day, 3 a.m. before your kids get up, after they go to sleep.
Yes.
And so to have a podcast like yours where you're connecting with other business owners and hearing that you're not alone, even if you're all alone together, it's just been such a wonderful resource in my life.
I love hearing that.
Thank you. And it was so exciting to be asked to come.
I've been meaning to ask you for a long time, actually, so it was really perfect timing. So, I love that. Thank you. That means the world. Thank you so much. So, can you share a little background about what led you to open Acorn?
Yeah, it was a dream for a really long time. So, when I was in design school, I had the name picked out and I would go through the world. And I also at the time worked at this store that isn't around anymore, but it was called Gracious Home. And they had everything you needed for life at home. And working there, I got to really know the quality of different home goods. And of course, we were doing client installations. So it was a bit of another world for me. But I'm from Sonoma County. I'm from a middle-class family. We didn't have those kinds of things. So I always wanted to have a store that was curated but accessible to bring some of that same experience of having a designer curate everything. But you can come in and buy just a pillow or just a lamp or just a soap.
I love this.
Or a whole sofa or a whole room. So to kind of like break it down in pieces or not.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
A lot of people to hire a designer, it's cost prohibitive.
Yes. Oh, that's brilliant. I really love that. The name Acorn feels really intentional. What's the meaning behind it?
So there's a saying called "From little acorns, mighty oaks grow," which I love so much. And there's another saying that's similar, which is "the oak is in the acorn." Oh. So the idea that something great would be in something so small and unassuming means a lot to me in terms of our life at home with our family.
Yeah.
We're both parents.
Yes.
We were talking about it a little bit before we got started.
Yes.
It's so easy to be busy getting them to school, and in the evenings getting them bathed, getting their homework done. Sometimes we get so busy in the doing that we forget to enjoy it. Most of life is a weekday, and our kids grow up before
which we were just
our
speaking
eyes.
how fast that was.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we were just having that same shared sentiment about how quickly it's all going. Yeah.
So the little things become the big things. So everything in the store is supposed to make day-to-day life at home a little bit nicer, a little bit more beautiful, maybe a little more intentional. Sometimes for me, if I get the candle, I clean the room. Or if I find a new recipe book, little things lead to me sort of having a whole different energy that I bring to the day-to-day activity. So that's what it's inspired by.
Oh, I love that. I'm so glad to learn that from you too, because I didn't know, just being someone that's been in your shop. So I love that.
So I'm sort of careful who I tell it to in person because it sounds a little like Pollyanna sometimes, but since you asked.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So for someone who hasn't been in yet, how would you describe the Acorn vibe and the products you sell?
Yeah, we want the store to be really kind of peaceful and serene. And with a design background, I changed the whole store's palette with the seasons.
My gosh,
So
that's amazing.
if
I've
you
noticed
come in-
that.
Yeah. So if you come in now, there's a lot of pinks and florals. In the summer, we'll have cooler colors because that's sort of what the eyes crave at that time.
Interesting.
In the fall, of course, we need those warm tones, and then the holiday colors are traditional, classic. So the store is always changing, but then again, not, because the quality of everything we offer is similar. We really want people to be able to use the things they buy year after year. So we always offer things that you can keep for a long time. So it's not a shop that's always like reinventing itself, even though it is.
That makes sense.
It's the wheel of the year, sort of.
That makes total sense. How fun that must be, not only for shoppers to like kind of see the little, you know, as you're saying, like subtle changes in the colors and whatnot, not in the quality of the items or anything like that, but how fun to like come back different seasons and see that, and how fun for you to get to design that.
Yeah, it is. And there are some things that shift over time and some things that I feel like always should be the same.
Yes.
We're doing Easter right now. I don't know when this will air, but
it should be. Oh no, it'll probably come out after Easter. Yeah.
when you have little kids, which our kids are not so little anymore,
Totally.
You know, you want to use the same Easter basket they
Yes.
have. And so part of my job is to find an Easter basket that I know they're going to love seeing when they're 26 or even when they have their own kids. And if it's like a SpongeBob SquarePants Easter basket,
They're not
they
going
may
to.
not feel that
No.
way. So I try to have the long view
Yeah.
so you can sort of keep the same things for a whole lifetime or longer. So I love sourcing for the seasons and for the holidays with that bigger point of view in mind.
That's amazing. Fun fact: my girls' Easter baskets are mine and my sister's Easter baskets from when we were kids.
What do they look like?
They are like white, kind of like creamy on the outside. One is pink with florals, and one is lavender with florals. And so my girls have had those since day one, and they were mine and my sister's. Yeah,
It's so much sweeter that way.
it is. Although I feel kind of bad for my sister's kids, and my kids have them. We'll figure that out. We'll have to go buy some new ones at Acorn for her kids. But yeah, no, I know it's very special. So I agree with you, those moments. And yeah, holiday decorations are the same for us. There's, sentiment behind it.
Yeah, and there's some stores that have great Christmas displays that are brightly colored, and I love that. But we're more about that timelessness, not from even an aesthetic point of view, like Ralph Lauren Christmas. It's more like, what are the things that are going to stay true for the test of time that will connect us to all the different years whenever we use them?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to have to send you pictures of their baskets.
I know, I want to see.
I'll do that on Sunday after the bunny comes. That is so cool. So you've curated such a beautiful mix of products in your stores. How do you kind of decide what makes it in there?
Yeah, you have to say no to more things than you say yes to, I think.
Good tip, yeah.
A lot of stores are really fun and exciting, and they have shelves and packaging, and it's stimulating. Yeah. We're very chill. We like to leave white space. We have a little faux fireplace in there with a mantle. We don't want to just cram as many shelves in as we can.
Yeah.
So we try to be choosy. Things should be made to last. They should be beautiful and useful. We want them to be made of real things. So cotton, wool, wood.
Love.
And then made by someone who is paid fairly for their time.
Very important.
So if things aren't made here in Sonoma County or California, the U.S., we always try to do concentric circles out from here.
Great.
But then we love to source from Europe and India for cotton. But we always make sure that it's ethical.
I love that. So shoppers can feel confident when they're in the store because you've done the research already.
Yeah. Because the world doesn't need more stuff. So if you're going to offer something to the world, you should have a reason.
I love that.
Yeah.
So. You have online shopping as well, too.
We
right?
do.
I noticed that when I was looking at your website, and I didn't realize that before.
Well, I'm smirking because it was something I decided we needed to do last fall. So I literally got up at 4 a.m. every day. And so the website was me just adding one item at a time.
Wow.
So it means so much when people see it because it was one of those things I didn't know if it was worth all the effort when I was doing it. So anytime we get an order, it's like, it's real.
It's not the best feeling. I have a friend that has an Etsy shop, and she always feels the same way. She's like, I got a new order.
Yeah, somebody's out there.
Somebody knows about me. Totally. Oh, that's so cool. So people can order online if they're listening from far away. They can still get those same quality products.
Yeah, and what called me to do that was we have a lot of locals here, but their families may live somewhere else, and so they were asking me, is there a way my mom can buy my kids these kind of more intentional toys for the holidays without coming here? And we did some FaceTime phone calls that way.
Oh my gosh,
but we
that's
thought
fun.
there's an easier way for these families.
Yeah. To be able to see all the options.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool. That's funny that's how it came about. That's really interesting.
Yeah, it was the in-person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What are some of your current favorite items or brands that you're especially excited about right now?
So last year we added bedding
I love bedding.
to the store. Me too. And
Yeah.
I'm someone, I joke with my staff that I can't see anything unless I touch it.
Yes. Yeah.
And so bedding is an expensive investment. We're in bed hopefully a third of the day.
Yeah.
And we're buying it on a screen without knowing what it
Right.
feels like. And we're going to spend so much time in there. I was so lucky that job I had going through design school at Gracious Home, they sold really nice bedding and I got to
so you already
learn
knew.
what it all means and what lasts and how to care for it. So it was exciting to bring it into the store because I do have knowledge and I can guide people the care for each type. But also just to be able to sell people linen bedding that they can touch first or cotton. We always have flannel in the winter because that's what I love.
Yeah.
We do change the bedding collection with the season. So every season I offer different
Materials
options.
and color palettes.
Yeah. And I got to design the bed that it's displayed on in each
How
store.
fun.
We do custom upholstery too. So
Cool.
we have our own little bed moment.
Wow. That's so fun.
That's definitely my favorite.
You have a fun job.
I do. And I get to
I'm
do
like,
this
oh,
too.
she gets to play with beds.
Come over anytime.
I might go lay in one. But there's a bed across the street. That's amazing. No, I'm a sucker for good bedding for sure. It's really important. So Acorn feels like more than just a store. It's almost more like an experience. Was that kind of your vision?
When I saw this question, I was so excited that you felt that way.
Yeah.
Because that's what we want. We want it to be a place that if you're having a bad day and you just wander through, even if you don't buy anything, you feel a little bit better. You feel a little nurtured. Our staff is trained to say hi and be friendly, but then give space.
Oh, I love that.
Which is sort of counterintuitive and maybe the wrong way to do it. But we're definitely not trying to sell you anything. We're there if you have questions, but we just support and leave alone.
Yeah.
We're very soft-hearted, we try to be sort of a cortisol reducing, stress reducing space.
That's special.
And then if people want to buy something, that's great, but it's always offered. It's never sold. So I don't know I hope
like
that's
that.
what
Always
it feels
offered,
like.
never sold. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sensitive. If I go into a store and I feel like
The pressure.
yeah, and I just want to relax and explore. I don't necessarily want to hear about the specials. So
Stop following me.
Yeah, I'll leave, unfortunately.
Right, because it feels too.
Yeah, it feels like too much. Or I'll buy something and regret it later.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I like that, how intentional that was and the way that you handled your staff and how everybody approaches.
Yeah, we attract our interview questions are different too. And because we want to know, make sure that you love children.
Yes.
Make sure that you're calm and, supporting of the community and of the people. And so we encourage our staff to chat with the customers and build their own genuine friendships with them instead of just being transactional.
Yes.
So for a lot of them, when they're first coming in, it's very different than what they're used to.
Which is probably going back to a few questions ago, how you ended up FaceTiming with people's family members to find gifts because they've all made friendships probably, with the staff.
Yeah.
And gotten to know each other's families.
Yeah, well, before I had my first child, I worked at a winery, which was a little bit of a left turn for me. I came back from New York to California in 2007. And I worked in interior design here for another designer for a little bit, but with the bubble collapsing, it was just not
a hard time to come
great
back.
time.
Yeah.
So I took a little turn and I worked in the wine industry. And one of my jobs was to manage the wine club, and we would send out quarterly shipments to people. And we had a customer who was our only customer that bought a case of our best wine every quarter. And I had made assumptions about this person. I thought, oh, they must have a lot of money. They can buy this wine. But one Thanksgiving, they called and they wanted to order a little extra for their gathering. And I got to talk to her, and she was the most down-to-earth, kind person. She said to me, We saved up for 10 years to take a trip to wine country.
Oh, my gosh.
We didn't have a honeymoon, so it was our 10-year anniversary honeymoon. You're the only wine club we belong to, and we joined your winery because you guys were the most comforting to us, the most approachable, and the least sort of snooty. So we really felt relaxed there. That taught me something that people, it's not always people who have extra money who spend money, but if you make people feel at home, that they'll trust you and they'll just have a different relationship. So that stuck with me all those years.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And wine can be intimidating.
It can totally be intimidating. Yeah. Like I know I have certain wineries I'd rather go hang out at because I'm like the more casual, relaxed, comforting vibe.
Yeah. And I never want our store to feel off limits or unapproachable.
Yeah, totally.
Some boutiques can feel that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really, I love the intentionality behind that. That's really special. So, so you have locations not just steps away from my office. You also have one in Sebastopol as well. Can you tell us where that is and kind of how the two shops differ?
Yeah. So our store in the Barlow is a little bit older than our store in
Barlow.
Petaluma. I love the Barlow too. Both of our stores are in communities I've lived in personally, so they feel authentic.
Yes.
Sebastopol, we do have locals there, but it has about 1/10 of the local population that Petaluma does.
Yep.
So we see a lot more tourists visiting our store there. They come up from the city or they come from worldwide to visit wine country. And in Petaluma, it's so much more locals.
Isn't that funny?
And I see my kids' teachers and my kids' friends' parents. So it's just a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's, curated the same, but it feels much more like a neighborhood store here.
Yeah.
But not because of anything we're doing, just because of the location.
That's so interesting. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Both communities, Sebastopol and Petaluma, really believe in small businesses and really want small businesses in their towns.
Definitely.
So it's amazing to have a small business there because you really feel supported and wanted.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. What do you love most about being a business owner?
What I love most about being a business owner is getting to know other business owners, which I did not foresee that coming.
Interesting.
I was never the person who wanted to meet the chef or
Right.
would, name drop.
Right.
I know the owner of that salon. But entrepreneurs are really cool people.
They are.
And they're often not motivated by the prestige. They usually have a values-based reason for it. They want to own their time. They want to be flexible so they can be at all their kids' soccer games or theater practices or,
Great
plays.
points. Yeah.
And so that's been so amazing is getting to know business owners and understanding their why, what drives them. And they're just the coolest bunch of people.
It's so true.
It's beautiful. I mean,
that's why I have this podcast.
Is your job.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
part of your job.
Yeah, I was just telling someone, she is a good friend of mine. She has never listened to the podcast until I sent her an episode recently. And she was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I haven't listened before. And I was like, I have literally the coolest people on. They don't know how cool they are, but I just geek out every time hearing all the things.
Well, it's so authentic, the presence you bring to the podcast, because you're genuinely interested in everyone. And also you're such a cheerleader. So
I appreciate that.
It's so great to listen.
Yeah. We have so many amazing businesses and people here. I could do an episode every day if I had time.
Yeah. And so that's been the best part for me is just, and my kids are so sick of it because, I'm always dragging some friend like, yes, another female entrepreneur. But,
that's funny.
There's such amazing women and men too.
Yes.
But,
That's a good point though. And you probably can say the same to your kids, but I always tell my kids, I know everyone. So if anyone sees you doing anything you're not supposed to, I will hear about it. Like everyone knows you and me. So yeah, that's funny.
It is cool though too that our kids are growing up with that people have small businesses.
Yes.
That's a normal thing for people to do.
Yeah, that's a great point.
We've made that just like commonplace.
Yes.
Moms own businesses.
That's a really good point.
Moms work for themselves.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. What's been one of the biggest learning curves as a retail business owner?
So coming from a design background, the hardest part for me is that in design, you have about a year to make a project. You install it, and then it's done. It's perfect.
Right.
There it is. You take your pictures. Maybe it's published. Maybe the family just lives there, but you're all done. in a store, the better I do my job as making a display, the quicker it leaves.
Right.
It's a living organism.
Interesting.
And sometimes the staff will try their best, but they'll do something a little bit differently than I would. And I've learned to like breathe through it. Yeah, it's all fine. So that part of it, just sort of that it can't stay static and perfect, that it's always going to be changing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's been my biggest learning curve for sure.
I was also thinking too, and I've always thought about this with retail, it must be hard to predict how much to purchase. Like, I can't imagine how that works, really. Yeah. Like, for your displays, for your, just, I can't imagine how you do that. And the investment.
If I could figure that out. Sometimes you think they're going to love something and they don't.
Yes.
Sometimes you think, this is a risk. And they're like, no, it's gone
Isn't
in
that
2
funny?
days.
I can't imagine how you do that. I always think that every time I have someone in retail on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just did our spring window with these big paper flowers, and they're like sold out already.
Isn't that funny?
What am I going to do?
Now I need
that's
to
part of what we just talked about.
Yes.
Question. It's like, how do you?
You have to be very flexible. It sounds like
you have to have an idea behind your idea.
Yes. That's so funny. I love that. So, what really kind of keeps you inspired and creative?
Well, there is so much inspiration in nature. I mean, just last week, remember the snow of petals that was on the street
beautiful.
We both shared?
Oh, yeah.
That was, I just
magical.
Couldn't stop looking at that. So the palette of nature is always inspiring me. And then I am inspired by the classics. I was really close to my grandparents who they were of Irish and French descent. And so they would buy something and then take care of it. And they had the same table and chairs their whole lives.
Wow.
I grew up in their house a lot, and a lot of those items are now in my house. But it's not just out of sentimentality. They're still useful and beautiful. So that inspires me, is the things that stay, the things that last. Because in our world, everything is so sort of Wayfair and Temu and disposable. And the planet doesn't need that. But also I think as people, we're not as grounded, and I think we would be if we had sort of a little bit more of a larger picture mindset, or things. We didn't just buy new holiday decor every year. We were happy to get those old friends back out of the box.
Right.
So that inspires me. And then also I love any like British television show.
Oh, that's
Give
cool.
it to me. Bridgerton, Downton Abbey. If anyone's in a gown, I'm there.
I love that.
So I love looking at historical,
that's so
beautiful
cool.
things.
Oh, I love that. Now I'm realizing I'm a little behind on Bridgerton now that you've said it.
It's okay. I'm behind too, but I like to pace myself.
That's true. And that's one that you really got to take in. Yeah. And don't be mad, but I haven't watched Downton Abbey. But my mom and my sister are like, I don't understand. Where have you been?
No,
but I need to get on that.
No, you don't. It's waiting for you.
It's waiting for me.
It's about the Edwardian era, so it's like already
It's already happened. I can come back later. I'm not going to miss it.
Yeah, like it's old already.
Exactly. Okay, I feel better. I'm going to tell them that next time. That's amazing. So, your shop really reflects a lifestyle. How would you describe your personal style or philosophy? I think we've learned a lot already about that. Having those, not necessarily sentimental, but good quality items.
Yeah. Well, I grew up here in California. My grandparents lived in Walnut Creek, but they did
close by,
and so I definitely was influenced by that. But I also, my time on the East Coast, I learned so much. The East Coast style is a little bit, for lack of a better word, pretty.
Definitely.
So you don't have to be ashamed to have a pretty bedroom.
Right.
Or wallpaper.
Right.
The West Coast, I love our authentic style. I'm definitely influenced by both. I'm not someone who just wants like blank, cold, modern, neutral.
Right.
Like, give me some pattern.
Yeah.
Give me a little print there.
Yeah.
And also the timelessness of a lot of the time period back east, it's a little bit older than we have here in California.
Yeah.
So you see the things that still are beautiful, and you try to pick apart why that is. So yeah, my style is a blend of, I think, both coasts.
That's so cool.
And also it has to be livable, because traditional style can be a little formal, which I have dogs and kids. Nobody wants to iron their napkins. They won't use them if they have to. So I do have that.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Like livability. Practical, casual California, and like also working mom.
Yes. Yes.
ends. Yeah.
Don't have time to iron those napkins.
And then we won't do it.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I at Thanksgiving I had some that needed to be ironed and I just kind of kept popping them in the dryer and I felt so wasteful. But I was like, oh, maybe the wrinkles will get out this time. I think we ended up putting wrinkly napkins out for Thanksgiving.
But they're softer.
That's what it was. There you go. I love that. So what's next for Acorn? Is there anything exciting on the horizon?
Well, the custom furniture aspect has been growing. That's slow.
Incredible.
People can't get a new sofa all the time, and we don't want them to.
Totally.
The ones we make for people are made in North Carolina.
Wow.
And they're eco-friendly interiors, and so we feel really good about them. They have a lifetime guarantee, but that's been picking up more and more, and that's the part I love.
That's very cool.
Because you can get it just right for that person.
Wow. Do you help them design it?
I do, but there are some designers who love to say, like, this is my look, and if you work with me, you get the look. I'm not that way. I really want people to feel at home in their space, so I'm able to look through their eyes, and if their color palette is different than what I would choose, that's great.
Right.
So it's more about getting the right durability, livability, the comfort of the fill. There's like 5 different types of cushions you can order for a sofa, so I help them figure out how firm, how soft. So there's a lot of technical stuff that goes in more than just
design.
The design part. But we can control every detail, the size, the nail head, the wood finish. So it's really fun.
That's amazing.
To work with people. Yeah. So we love doing that. And then we're hoping to offer more boutique design services in the future. So, you can get a sofa, you can get a whole room.
Yeah.
But to be able to arrange all that for people.
That's amazing.
We're getting there. We're trying to get there. But we'll still have like lamps and soaps in the store.
That's amazing though.
I'm excited.
And it is needed. Yeah. Like I think a lot of people just don't know. Not everybody has an eye for that. It's hard, and it's nice to have someone you can lean on.
Yeah, that person can help because you make so many choices. If you've ever done a remodel yourself, you get decision fatigue. Yeah. So that person is there to kind of just keep you in the parameters of the project. They can also help you spend your money wisely. Sometimes, by the end of the project, say a kitchen remodel, people often are so over budget and they just get cheap hardware. But the hardware is what you touch every single day. You touch it the most. So the designer can say, hey, why don't we save money? Let's cut back here and let's have hardware that every time you touch it, you go, oh, yeah. This is my life now.
I like that.
So, yeah, we're excited to do that. Because if you design well, people live a good life in that space. It's really not about your own stamp on a space. It's about helping them just spend their money well and feel at home. So we're hoping this year to open our studio, our little studio and back. Yeah.
Oh, I'm crossing my fingers for you. That's amazing. We'll have to have you back on when you do. That's so cool. Are there any ways that the community can really support you right now?
We feel so supported by the community. I mean, you work here at Petaluma during the holidays. It's one of the most joyful places.
Yes.
Whole families.
Yes.
They have lunch at Della. Everyone has bags. That's their tradition is to shop downtown.
Yes.
So we couldn't ask for better communities.
That's incredible. Yes. I love it during the holidays. I love it just I feel like there are always so many people out. It's amazing.
Yeah,
just middle of the day.
Use their downtown.
They use the downtown. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do is sneak out. I try to steal Cara, who's recording us. I'm like, you want to go here today? Like,
we can do it on our lunch break.
Do we need to go find more Nitos? That's been a thing lately. So we do. We have the best community.
It's amazing, and people are determined to try local first.
Yeah.
They're like stubborn about it. I love that about them.
Yes. Yeah. That's a great point. So cool. What is one item in the shop that you can't keep in stock?
We have a sleep salve that's made with organic lavender essential oils. And it's just this little unassuming tin.
Yeah.
And I'm just ordering it all. They leave all day. I think we all need more sleep, better sleep.
I actually maybe should go grab one today.
I should have brought you one.
No. I'm like, I could use it tonight. That's so cool. I don't know if I've seen that, so I need to go check that out.
It's just a little teeny tin.
Oh,
but it's one of those just leaves all day long, and
that's
it's not expensive.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh,
that's a really
everyday luxury.
That is amazing. I love that. If someone gave you personally a gift card to Acorn, what would you spend it on?
Well, first of all, how much is the gift card?
Okay, let's say a $50 limit, and then let's say like a full bedding size limit.
Yeah. So the $50 limit, we have an assortment of journals all the time, and maybe it's because I'm super busy, but we have the open-ended blank ones, but then we have a lot of guided journals.
Right.
That are maybe a gratitude journal or, a bedtime journal. So I would grab one of those for sure. I keep wanting to start a journaling practice, and
you're going to.
I see it
happening.
So I would definitely get one of those, and then we always have design books that change with the season. So I'm always wanting to get more inspiration from books, which I should have added books to my.
That's a good point.
Inspiration.
Yeah, so books.
Lots of design books.
Okay,
just
very cool.
Picture books, no text, just pictures.
Oh, we're too tired to read it all. Just kidding, I read every day,
audiobook
but
in the
still.
car.
Yeah, audiobook. Yeah, totally.
So yeah, and then if I had a bigger budget, there are these flannel sheets on the bed right now because springtime is still a little chilly.
Yeah, we still have flannel on kids' beds at least. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're made in the U.S. and they're really thick and they're just cream, but there's nothing better than a good flannel sheet. So
yeah, I agree with you. Climbing in at the end of the day. The best. Amazing. My husband sleeps hot, though, so we don't have any on ours. We have bamboo sheets on ours, but my kids' sheets are all flannel.
Yeah. Bamboo works for you guys?
Yeah, it works pretty well for us. Gets a little stretchy for me. But they're really soft. Yeah.
Softness is so important.
Softness is everything. Yeah. Wonderful. Is there anything I may have missed that you would like listeners to know?
I can't think of anything.
Yay.
I've loved talking about all these things.
I've loved hearing about all of it. This is so fun. Where can my listeners find you? Both locations and then also social media, website, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So our Petaluma location is 1 4th Street, but we usually just say the McNear building because it's such an iconic building. Right downtown.
Great location. Both your locations are phenomenal.
Well, they both have so much light, even though one's an industrial building and one is a Victorian building.
Yeah.
It worked out for us.
That's funny.
Yeah, we lucked out. So we're right here downtown, and then we're in the Barlow in Sebastopol. We are on Instagram. We probably should do more Facebook, TikTok, but it's just me, so I do what I can.
Instagram's a good spot to be.
It speaks to me because it's so visual, so it feels like a comfortable expression for me.
Yeah, you do good at posting. Like, you post pretty frequently what you have in the store and that sort of thing, too.
Well, thank you. We try. I, of course, want to be more on a content schedule. I'm working towards that.
Hard. At the end of the day, it's like, oh, there's only so much time.
We're getting there. And then we have our website, which is acornshop.co.
Perfect.
Not com. Co.
Perfect. And I'll put links to those in the show notes too.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. That was so great to officially meet you and to hear all about. I love hearing the background and the stories and all of it. So thank you so much for sharing that with us today.
Well, thank you for doing what you do.
I love it.
And I'll bring you some sleep stuff.
Oh my gosh. If you bring it here, I may fall asleep at my desk. I'm really a little sleepy today.
Is that why we're talking
I said that
about
in my
bedding?
last episode too. Maybe I just need to get more sleep. I don't know if that'll happen anytime soon. We're in spring market and spring sports, so it is what it is.
Go time.
It's go time. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and thank you for listening. If you like what you hear, please be sure to like and subscribe. Learn more about Sonoma County and all that we have to offer here.